Hi everyone, welcome to Ajiro Tech. So in this video we'll be looking at CIE, Cambridge IGCSE ICT, paper 3 data analysis. We'll be looking at May-June 2017, the first variant. Okay, so let's dive into data analysis. Obviously for evidence document, this can be done. We'll do that when we're talking about our web page. So let's leave it there and let's go direct to okay, so let's go direct to data analysis. Okay, yeah, I think yes, data analysis, yeah. So task 3, Tower Web use a spreadsheet to record the hours worked each week and calculate each employee's pay, right? All currency values are in dollars with 2 decimal places. Dollars, okay, 2 decimal places. Use the most efficient method to create this spreadsheet. Open and examine the file. So let's open and examine the file. Okay, where are you? Okay, so let's examine the file right here. Okay. Okay. All right. Just move this here. Save this as a spreadsheet with the file name 1731M EMP and your candidate number, for example. Okay, so let's save this. Save as right here, and the EMP we have 2023. This is my candidate number, and it's a spreadsheet, so it's going to be Excel workbook. Okay. Place your name, serial number, candidate number, center line in the header of the page. Click on insert, write your own text, header and footers. Okay, so Ajiro ND, comma, AN 017 2023, and what else? On the left in the footer, so go to footer. On the left in the footer, add the text last edited on. Followed by today's date. Okay. And time. Okay. So followed by today's date and time. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to click on view, switch to normal. Okay, so this is completed. Merge cell A1 to G1. Cell A1 to G1. So right here in my home, I'm going to merge it. The text is center aligned with a white (24 points). Sans serif, that's area. It has a dark green background color. A dark green. Okay. Use cell A5 to B4 to create a name range called JC. A5 to B14. Just want to check. Okay. And we're going to click on views. Sorry, formulas. We're going to define name for it. Let's define the name. And this will be JC. Okay. Take screenshot evidence of the creation of this name range and place this in your evidence document. So let's click the name manager. Okay, I'll click on it. I'm going to take let me close this. Close. Yeah, change better. Okay, so I'm going to take a screenshot. Of this. No, I want to take a good screenshot. So yeah, I think this is better. Take my evidence document here. I'm just going to close all evidence. Close this. Okay, anyone open? Close this. This will be evidence 6. I can do a picture format just to copy it. This is fine. Yeah. Obviously, what they want to see is this, because obviously is going to have the A5 to B4. They want to see this, but you know, they want to see that as well. So we are done with this. So this is completed. So we'll move on to the next one. In cell D18, enter a function to look up the job description for this employee. So let's look at cell D18. Okay, so you have thank you, close. Cell, I think this is called okay, I think just have to adjust it here. Okay, so cell D18, let's look for D18. So right here, okay, so we're going to enter a function. The function is a lookup to look up the job description for this employee. Now for us to look up the job description for this employee, we have to look at what links this job description here, the codes, right? So we have job code here, pay code here, pay code here. Okay, so let's move on. So we have equals to VLOOKUP, because it's going to be a VLOOKUP because this is vertical. If it's to be horizontal, it's going to be like this. Okay, so VLOOKUP, right? What are we looking up? What is lookup value? The lookup value is the job code right here. Okay, comma. The table array, we have already defined a name range, so we're just going to type JC and then we have it, a name range. Okay, comma. We have the column index, which is the second column, 2, comma. We need an exact match, yes, and then we can close, and then we have it. Okay, so we can now drag Okay. Okay, so we have this. Okay, so we can check Y for front, junior front end developer, junior front end. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so this is completed. Okay, so let's move on. In cell G18, enter a formula to calculate the pay. G18, let's go to cell G18. Okay, to calculate the pay for this employee, this will look up the rate of pay from the pay rate table. Okay, this is from the pay rate table. Okay, and multiply it by the numbers of hours worked. Okay, this formula must include an absolute range, two relative referencing, and must not include a name range. This name range talks about that we don't have to do this and give it a defining name for it. So obviously an absolute cell referencing are those cells that during one time the values does not change, but for relative the value change as it progresses. Okay, so obviously we don't want it to change. We want the price to still, we want those the price to still be the same, and even when it is incrementing. Okay, so so this is going to be a VLOOKUP. Okay, so we have, what are we looking up? The pay code here, comma, table array will be here, comma, column index is the second one, comma, we need an exact match. Okay, now we're going to multiply it by the numbers of hours worked. Numbers of hours worked, which is this. So multiplying it, multiply by hours worked. Okay, yep. Now it has an absolute range, two relative referencing, which is this, and this as well is relative, and of course as we're incrementing on it, is also changing. Okay, now they said absolute. Okay, now if we don't make it absolute, this is what happens. It shows NA, because obviously there is an A and it's going to be incrementing A, B, C. You see that I skipped this, and if we go here, it's going to show error because we need it to be absolute. Okay, that's the whole essence of that. Okay, so to make it an absolute, we're going to add a dollar sign. Okay, so we have dollar here, dollar here, dollar, dollar here. Okay, so remember, it's important we go to the question, because it says all currency values are in dollars with 2 decimal places. Okay, with 2 decimal places. So we're going to click on home, change this to I think we have to just right click here, right here, right click on format cell, click on currency, ensure that it's in 2 decimal places, but we don't want this symbol, we want dollars. Okay, you know, I'm just going to click here, yes, switch this, format cell is already in dollar, I will change this to currency. Okay, and it's in 2 decimal places, so I'm just going to move this, drag this, so we have this here. Okay, always changes to currency. Okay, because the question says that all currency values, okay, no accounting but currency, so that's fine. So this is completed. Duplicate the formula from step 13 and 14 for all employees. We have done that. In cell F60, okay, enter a function to calculate the average numbers of hours worked by the employee. Okay, to calculate the average number of hours. So the average hours will be equals to average, and we're going to select a range for this. Okay. Display this to the nearest whole number. So obviously, to make it a whole number, we're going to use an integer. Okay. So we have equals to int. Select the function for it. I'm going to close this because we're going to use a function to actually display it to a whole number. Now in cell G61 is right here. Okay, so now in cells G61 right here, we enter a function to calculate the total weekly wages. To calculate the total weekly wages, remember it's a function to calculate. We're going to use equals to sum. Okay, we're going to highlight here. Right. Apply appropriate formatting to your spreadsheet. Obviously, we have done all the formattings that needs to be done, so we are good to go. So I think we are done. So that's this completed. Save and print the spreadsheet showing the formula. So let's save and print. Click on file, click on save. So let's print the spreadsheet showing the formula. I'll click on formula tab, click show formulas. Okay, double click, double click, double click, double click, double click, double click, double click. Yeah, to create enough, because all the formulas, guys, all the formulas has to show. None of them needs to be cut off. Very, very important. Okay, now it is in the landscape orientation, so let's go to the printing. Click on file, click on print. It's going to be in the landscape, obviously, because of the formulas. Okay, okay, what else? It fits on a single page wide, so it fits on a single page wide. Okay, all right. The rows and column headings are displayed, so I'm going to click on page setup, click on sheet, click on rows and column heading right here. The content of all cells are fully visible. Are they visible? Yes. And we have our name, center number, candidate number, and I think it's quite visible, very visible. Okay, so I'm going to do this. This will be our printout one. So let's print this. Copy. So I'm going to okay, I think it's good to go. I'm going to search for it. 2017. Just want to be sure where it is. Yeah. Printout one. Okay, so make sure that you have entered your name, center number, candidate number, and your spreadsheet showing the formula. So this is this has been done. This is completed. Now print the spreadsheet showing the values. Okay, now we're going to uncheck this, and now we can now adjust ourselves, okay, so that it can be clear. Okay, and we're going to print this. To click on file, click on print. Now we're going to change this to portrait, because it's going to be in a portrait orientation. It fits on a single page. The rows and column headings are not displayed. Click on sheet, uncheck this. Okay, the content of all cells are fully visible, and this is going to be our printout tool. Please, for students, don't just watch this and just copy. Always type when you're practicing. Very, very important. Everything in your exam, you're going to have to type. Okay, so this is completed. Hide row, which is 3 to 15 inclusive. Okay, 3 to 15. Just going to hold the shift. Okay, 3 to 15 inclusive. 3 to 15 inclusive. I'm going to click on hide. Okay, what else? We have hide row 60 and 61. Nope, click here. 60 and 61. I'm going to hide it. Okay, so we have that. Extract only the employees where the job description includes developers. Okay, includes developers. So let's click on I think the filter works. I'm going to highlight the headings. I'm going to click on filter. Okay, let me see. So let me do that again. Yeah, so the job description includes, so for include we use content. Click here, text filter, contains developer. So we have locate. Now, who works more or less than the contracted hours? Okay, so what we are going to do, who work more or less, there is no way we're going to know those who work more or less, except we have to look at the contracted hours worked. That's going to take a whole lot of time, so we can just create a new field, and right here we can call this developers. Okay, contracted hours. Okay, so developers contracted hours. Okay, so how do we know if they work more or less? We have equals to if this is a logical test is equals to this, comma, we're going to have put this, we're going to have more. No, we're going to have, if it's this is equals to this, it should display normal. Else it should display more or less. Okay, sorry, you can use this for this. Okay, oh sorry, with this. Okay, let's put this here. Okay, okay, so we have E2 normal. So if is having this, so if, okay, let's see this. I think I have to put this here. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yes. So it's really technical that you know how to go about this. Sorry, I have to give space. So this, we have this here. So yes. So what this even means that if E8 is equals to F E18, if this is equals to this, it should be normal. The developer's quoted hours is normal, okay, right? It works the normal time, but we want to know those work more or work less, okay? So I think that's how we can do this. um so we can do this in such a way that, okay, if this is equals to this, it's normal, comma, if I think we're going to have a nested if here. If this is less than this, okay, comma, we should have less hours. Okay, here will be normal hours, okay, comma, if this is the nested if, guys. So if this is greater than this, what we should have here should be, okay, more hours. Okay, so we're gonna close this and close this. I think we've closed everything. Yes, so here we just have normal hours. Now here is normal hours as well. Here is normal hours as well. Normal hours. Okay, here is normal hours as well. Normal hours, we're just looking for, okay, okay, so here we have less hours. Okay, obviously if the content hours, if this is the contented hours, this should be more hours. Okay, so if E32 Okay, so obviously this is not going to work because obviously this will be, I'm coming, let me see. Oh. So if this is the contracted hours. So if more than the contracted hours, so if this is 10, so if the work hours is more than this, it should be more. So if this is more than this, not less, so we have to change it. So if f okay, so if so let's use here, we're just going to copy it. So if f if this is more than this, so if this is less than this, should be more hours. And if your coded hours is more than the hours worked, it should be less hours. I think that's what we're going to do. So this will be more hours. Okay, more hours, and this is going to be less hours. Okay, so obviously this is the hour he was contracted with, and the hour he worked more than the hour that he did the contract. Okay. For example, how do I explain this? For example, now you're working in the company and they say, okay, the only hour you're to work, what we are paying you for is for 25 hours, and you work 28 hours. It means you have worked more hours. And if I say I'm paying for 25 hours and you've worked less hours, then it means that you're going to be paid so if E33 more hours, I'm going to copy this, paste it here. Okay, so all this is more hours, this is less hours, because obviously I paid you for 25 hours and the hours you worked was 10. So obviously that's less hours, guys, less hours. So why did you work for 10 hours? I paid you for 25 hours and you worked for 10 hours. So obviously I'm going to pay you a bit less. Okay, I'm going to pay you a bit less. I hope this is clear. It's a bit tricky, but I think this is clear. So obviously we have less hours. I paid for 25. It didn't work at all. It didn't work at all. And this is less hours. Okay. So that's what the question is all about. Those who work more or less than the quoted hour. I want to know those who work more than the hours we pay them for, and those who work less than the hours we also pay them for. Okay. All right. So now right here we're going to go to, we want to see those who work more or less. So we have this. Okay, so we have this right here. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to sort this. Okay, so we're going to sort it in ascending order of names. So let's sort it ascending order of names. So we're going to select everything right here and we're going to sort it. We're going to click on custom sort and we're going to sort it in ascending order of names right here. Okay, all right, all right. Now we are going to hide this field. Hide. Obviously we just need it to show those who worked more or less. Okay, and we're going to print it. Now print only this extract showing the value. Make sure the printout fits on a single page. So click on file, click on print. The fit on a single page. Just gonna put no scaling. Let's see. Oh, Okay. Content of all cells are fully visible. They fit on a single page. I think I'm going to make it landscape. Obviously, um, okay. So obviously there is no there is no penalty to say if it's going to be portrait, but all I know it has to fit. The printout has to fit on a single page. Okay. Content of cells are fully visible because we need it to be fully visible right here. Okay, so we're going. This is going to be our printout 3. Copy. So I'm going to printout 3, and there we have it, guys. We are done with this paper, and evidence will be web authoring. So okay, so we can open our work to see what have been done. Printout 1. This is our printout 1 to ensure everything is legible. Okay, for printout 2 to ensure as well everything is okay with 2. The currency symbols are there, which is what is stated. Currency symbol. Please always go through your work from the beginning, right? They said to record the hours worked each week. You see that each week calculate each employee's pay. All currency values are in dollar and in 2 decimal places. Okay, and finally we have this as well. Okay, this is looking good. So thank you very much for watching, and please don't just watch, also practice along with it. Please practice along with it, and do want to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more in-depth teaching on IGCSE ICT, both the practical and the theoretical. Bye.